Welcome everyone, I'm Gongkan. My group members and I will be presenting about the topic of globalization and its challenges. In the second slide, you can see the table of contents and I will be introducing the presentation along with the mind map. Well, as for the challenge one, the two one will be explaining it and If Senjo will be presenting about the challenge 2 and Ethan Nagu will be presenting about challenge 3 and finally the Shelby Cheng will be presenting about the conclusion. Well, in the next slide, I will be talking about globalization. So what exactly is globalization? Globalization is the interdependence of countries, including their economies, information, cultures, and so on. It is the process of countries and their people working together. It brought countries and economies many benefits, such as free trade and expanding businesses internationally. However, it also comes with the challenges for people and businesses who are directly dependent on globalization. Among these challenges, 3 of them will be explicitly explained and presented in the presentation. The challenges are communication, staff competency, and international staffing. Each of these challenges has their own issues and solutions will be provided in the presentation. In this slide, I will be showing about the mind map, and creating a mind map helps us visualize the concept of our presentation. It also explains how these challenges are related to certain issues and how to solve them. So as for the challenge one, I will be passing the floor to Tu An.
Hi, I'm Tu An, and the challenge I'm going to talk today is about communication. Communication has always been an important factor of success in business, but the influence of globalization and cross-cultural interaction in recent decades have impacted the types of communication skills needed in dramatic ways. Companies that are successfully able to communicate cross-culturally have a competitive advantage because they can devote more time and resources to conducting business and less time on internal and internal communication issues. Today, people need to understand the dynamics of long-distance collaborations. Hence, there are issues and its impacts of globalization on communication, which are cultural awareness in speech, cultural awareness in body language, and different time zones. First of all, cultural awareness in speech. Modern entrepreneurs and employees need the ability to catch the subtle nuances of people's manners of speech, since effective communication is the core of all great business relationships. However, it is not realistic to assume that everyone on your team can learn all languages of the world. Moreover, cultural differences can affect vocabulary, cultural expression, voice tone, and taboo topics. And the solution is to train the employees to identify and understand the way of different culture, identify and express emotion of the country that they are going to interact. Secondly, cultural awareness in body language. Awareness of cultural differences in body language can be just as important as notions of speech, and it is important to understand the acceptable speaking distance, conflict styles, eye contact, body posture, and lastly, physical expressions of their own culture are not universally accepted. And the solution is to train employees to be able to do appropriate body languages when interacting cross-culturally. Lastly, different time zone. The advent of global collaboration introduced another new dynamic to communicate skills, the need to communicate and share information with people across several time zones. Therefore, since people are in different parts of the globe, their counterparts are usually at home asleep while they themselves are at work. And the solution is to give training to employees to understand the information needs of their colleagues according to their communication styles of different country or cultures. Now I'm going to hang on to Angela for the next challenge.
I'm Ifesinjo and I'll be talking about the second challenge, staff competency. The first issue is transferable skills, which are a set of abilities and skills which are useful when entering workforce of a wider range of industries, and these can be gained from prior experience and upon graduating from a university. The example of these skills can be teamwork, analytical communication, and leadership, and these skills can differ from one another on what they're strong at, and to solve these differences, on-job trainings can be implemented to broaden the mindset of the employees and then to enhance their skills, and which can help the lacking skills of the certain employees and make them stronger. The second issue is language and cultural diversity that can be found in the multinational industries, as there are a lot of foreign workers, and these diversities can hinder effective communication, and then the different verbal and non-verbal communications, which are different between each culture can also lead to misunderstanding when they're communicating within each other. So to solve these misunderstandings, trainings can be given to the employees to be more open-minded and then accept the diversity of culture. And then the HR should also recruit employees who can speak more than one language, and this is important to implement language guidelines in areas available. It is also important to set primary language to be used in the company and set it as a requirement to be fluent in that one language area in the job application, so that the whole company could use this language as a primary language, and then which will lower the misunderstandings and make the communication and the staff competency less competitive. The third issue is foreign leaders. As there are a lot of foreign leaders coming into the companies, it is common for them to have competency in different organization levels, and then the cultural adaptation and the process of cultural adaptation can be a big problem, as this adaptation can sometimes be hard for the new employees, and this can hinder the work progress. To solve this problem, trainings can be given in events for the foreign workers before their outbound trip, and of the idea of the new culture, so that they can be ready to open their mind to accept the new culture. And then the most important thing is for them to be well motivated to work in the new environment. And then for the all three issues of this challenge, it is important for the companies to give trainings to these employees to solve the problems. Now I'll hand over to A.
Hi, I'm A, and I'll be talking about the Challenge 3 international staffing. So why is international staffing one of the challenges concerning globalization? Due to globalization, many businesses are becoming more global and innovative, and thus requiring the workforce to become more diverse as well. This workforce diversity holds many benefits, but it can certainly create some challenges for HR managers when trying to build a productive and cohesive workforce in organization. Moving on, among many challenges regarding international staffing, I would like to talk about three for today's presentation. The first issue is legislation regarding employment. One factor that HR team need to address concerning international hires is the administrative hurdles, such as relocation, visa, and tax support. So first globalization obstacle regarding international staffing is managing overseas payrolls and maintaining compliance with changing employment and tax law. The company may face difficulties in trying to balance the employment laws of two different countries. Thus, when businesses are trying to recruit new international employees, they must be educated on both countries' employment and tax law, as well as how to navigate new legal system. Otherwise, missteps can lead to impediments and also financial and legal consequences. The second issue is the international employee expectation. Foreign workers may have different expectations when it comes to things like salary and benefit. According to the research, many organizations are facing issue in designing different compensation packages and benefit for different country employees. Hence, one ideal solution for this matter would be that the company prepares a benefit package that has a list of benefits which can be provided by the company, and employees can select a certain number of benefits as they wish. The third issue is the international employee recruiting process. 30% of the US and UK business employers have cited international recruiting as their most common challenge. Surely, recruiting across countries creates unknown for HR teams. Therefore, as for solution, firstly, companies should create a plan for how they will interview and meticulously vet candidates to make sure they qualify when thousands of miles separate them from the headquarters. Next, companies must be aware of the market's demand for salary and benefit to make competitive offers. To ensure successful hires, HR managers should also consider challenges such as cultural differences and language barriers to find a good fit for the company in the hiring process. An alternative solution is hiring a staffing agencies such as International Professional Employer Organization (PEOs) to smooth out the process of the international recruiting and as well as make it easier to employ foreign workers from other countries fast and compliantly. And that is all from me. I will now be handing it over to my friend for the conclusion part of the presentation. Thank you.
Hi all, I am Shalvi Jain and I would like to talk to you about the conclusion. As we know that globalization makes the workforce more diverse and it is very important in today's world as it is a positive change. Main solution for challenge 1 is communication. The company should recruit people who have experiences of cross-cultural communication. They should give both on the job and off the job training which will allow the employees to adapt and understand the cross-cultural communication. Main solution for challenge 2 is competency in human resource management. The companies should recruit employees who have a great understanding of the local environment and can accept and adapt to the local culture so the work in progress will not be hindered. Main solution for challenge 3 is international staffing. To ensure successful hiring, the HR team must keep some points in mind while recruiting employees, such as cultural differences, language barriers, and other vital aspects. They should know what is better for the company. Sometimes companies should hire staffing agencies for the smooth functioning of the organization and recruit employees in an easier way. So, to wrap up, I would like to say that these are the three challenges which we focused on, which helped increase the satisfaction of the employees, which in turn boost the output and work performance of them. Thank you.